Welcome to my second video. This is all about setting up, which means the very first step is location, location, location. When finding a perfect place for a beginner to plein air paint, look for the 6 S's. That is shelter from the sun and rain or wind. Sanitation, meaning bathrooms. We will need them. Seating, just to take breaks. Or you could set up your easel at a bench where you could sit the whole time. Or if you don't have an easel, find a picnic table. In the future, you can get yourself a stool if you're the sitting type. But for a beginner, utilize the benefits of a park bench. Stillness, tolerable traffic. I have a higher tolerance than most. The stop effect. It's a subject that makes you stop and say, wow, I want to paint that. Stability of your subject or scene. Is the lighting going to change drastically? Is the subject going to leave? In the future, you can have ephemeral subjects, but as a beginner, pick something that sticks around. Now, this would be kind of a cool scene. I could definitely use my cad yellow and cobalt blue on those umbrellas. It's a major traffic point. It's right next to trash, and that cart's gonna move eventually. So, no. We're coming to one of my favorite views in Central Park. So here's a great location. It is the iconic Alice in Wonderland statue. But let me show you what might not be so great. It is swarming with people. And if I set up here, I'm probably going to be in a way people wanting to take photos. So, cool location, cool subject, not ideal. Now, this would be a really cool thing to study, but I know the lighting is going to change on it drastically, as it already is today. Now I love this location because it is so peaceful and away from all the people. But view, I can kind of see the boathouse. The lighting will change on that a lot. And if I want to go take a bathroom break, it's going to be kind of a long walk. Pros and cons. Con for me is there's just too many. It's a nice place to have a little break though. There's pros and cons to everywhere that I go. A big pro about this location is the beautiful Bethesda's Terrace. We've got shelter from rain, wind, sun. An ideal view of my subject, which is the angel of the waters. That will be unchanging. I usually don't paint that many people until the very last minute, so it doesn't really matter how people are coming and going. There are bathrooms right up the steps. Just around the corner, there's refreshments if I need it. Con, tons of people. There's always photos, wedding shoots, people coming to talk. There's constant buskers, guitarists, violinists, dancers. There's just a lot going on. So if you're easily distracted, or just can't get into your painting zone, don't choose a location that's high traffic. Me, I'm kind of used to the city, I'm kind of used to Central Park, and this is one of my favorite locations. I always invite friends to go plein air painting. There's a saying that's not the destination, it's the journey. But beyond the journey, it's the company. Invite your friends. It'll make the whole process more fun. Especially if you're chatting with friends, your painting process will fly by and it'll add a nice memory to your painting. And you don't want to leave your stuff unattended when you need to use the bathroom, take a break. Now that you know why I chose this location, let's get set up for success. Oh, I'm sure they won't bother me. I'll just set up here. And I've been pooped on. With the St. Paul easel, there's a lot of options on how to adjust it, the height and tilt. So first things first, I'm gonna get that set up. Okay, so I've set up my easel. I've set up the legs away from the traffic flow, so I'm not going to be kicked into, hopefully. I've got a little bench back here. It can be my palette holder. If I need to take a rest, I can take a seat. It's really convenient to have that there. And I am facing the light, so wonderfully I picked the thin canvas. It has a hard board, so there won't be any light shining through, so I'm set up for success there. And I toned my canvas. As promised in the first video, video. I want to show how I tape and tone my Strathmore slim frame canvas. It's just simple painter's tape. I'm gonna leave a little bit of white space to make the border a little bit wider, making sure it's sealed. If you really want to make sure there's no bleeding of the paint under this tape, first paint a white paint over this seam. And then by the time you have that dry and you get to painting color over it, there's gonna be no bleed through. The way I'm gonna do it, there is gonna probably be bleed through, but I am going to paint over it eventually. Now, the Georgian burnt umber. I'm just gonna squirt some out right on the canvas. Then I'm going to take Daler-Rowney's oil medium low odor thinner. Paper towel, get some loaded up on there. Just gonna whoosh it around. And instead of pushing it into the seams, I'm going to wipe it over the seam, encouraging the paint not to seep through. And there we go. Really simply, we have a toned canvas. If you are carrying your painting home, you don't have a wet painting case, after you're done painting, peel off the paint and you have a clean edge to hold on to. I love, after the piece is finished, to then paint this border and essentially fake out having a fancy mat. I'll show you. I had taped off the edges of my painting and there was bleed through, so I painted a nice mat. I added some design to it and it looked really fancy when it was framed. Okay, back to Central Park. This is a way to help you find your values a little more easily. It's also less intimidating to start on a toned canvas. There's no right or wrong way to start. On my easel, I've adjusted the top to really hold in the paint. If someone bangs into me, this painting's not flying. If it suddenly happens to be windy, it's not going to go floating off in the air somewhere. Now let's get all the good supplies out. Our paint thinner, my brushes, paper towels. There's oh so much. Give time and consideration to the process of setting up your palette. I'm laying out all the many colors that I brought and looking at my subject, really thinking about all these colors and what can I eliminate. I'm gonna keep my black and white. I'm gonna keep the greens because there's so many greens out. Saves me from mixing. I do want a red and I do want a yellow. The blue sky has shifted to a gray one, but I'll still take one blue and I'll put all these away. Oh, and eliminate one of the browns. So let me show you my palette. Prussian blue, phthalo green, permanent green light, sap green, yellow ochre, cadmium red, raw umber, ivory black, titanium white. Well, there you go. I have my coffee, I have my setup, I have my scene. Come rain or shine, I'll be safe here. We are set up. In our next video, we'll get to painting.